God damn, that song's a banger every
so
time, dude.
good. It hits. Look, I don't want to talk trash on any other people who are going to be on this thing, but I think we have the best theme song in all of Geekscape.
Like that shit kicks in, and I'm like, you're like, we're gonna be on camera when this is over. I'm like, you're fucking right, we are. What's up, guys?
The best part is when those videos are playing, it's supposed to have both of our mics muted, but for some reason it didn't mute yours, so everyone got to hear you singing along.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that, dude. This is only honestly like one of my favorite nights of the year. I love popping on here and doing a live session with you and our guests that we bring on. So this is always one of my favorite nights, dude.
So we've talked about something, and we're going to share it until after this. But
are we going to reveal it?
Oh, we'll reveal it. We'll reveal it. I think it's something to mention. Also, to answer Purple Zebra in the chat, that is Punchline, baby. Go see them playing in Pittsburgh 7 days from today for their Christmas album release party.
And they're going to be playing that jam.
Yeah, they're playing that for, I think, possibly the first time live ever.
Nice.
So for 9 hours, we were playing previous year's clips, and I included last year's script reading of Charlie Brown Christmas.
So much fun.
And I mentioned that because as much as I pretended that I was going to get sleep during those 9 hours, I also wanted to have my Meowie Christmas adorable.
Sorry.
I wanted to like make sure nothing went wrong. So I had my TV on all night with the stream going, which meant that I would just like sleep for 20 minutes, wake up to something on the stream, be like, okay, everything's running smoothly, go back to sleep, wake up another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I did listen to at least half of our Charlie Brown thing last night. And I promise,
I think it went really well
for everyone but me. I had every technical difficulty imaginable. I kept getting muted. Someone dropped off food 2 minutes before the stream started, so I was eating Arby's. Like it was a mess. It was. If it helps,
I'm with lighting issues, so I'm with you.
Totally fine. But I think it's time to bring in our group. It's a slightly smaller group, but it's a slightly smaller script at the same time. Weirdly enough, there's not 1,000 peanuts running around this time.
Very true.
So we're going to do Frosty the Snowman, the Rankin and Bass classic. I will be taking on the very important roles of classmate number 3, as well as Professor Hinkle. Dylan, you're taking on the roles of classmates 1 and 5, but also you got the lead role.
Happy birthday!
Perfect. All right, so let's bring in our next person, the only person who has one character that they're reading for, because their character probably has more dialogue than the two of us combined.
Very true.
Let's bring in Tessa from Femme Regard, who will be reading as Karen.
Woo!
Now, you've warned me that you're sick and you will sound more like an 80-year-old grandma than a child today.
You know, we're going to see what it sounds like.
I think that's going to add some character. So
I think that's perfect. Now, almost reprising his role to a certain extent, Joshua from Fright School will be back doing narration. I think he helped us with narration last year as well. He'll be classmate 4, he will be Boy, and he will be Ticketman. But I want to stress, in Frosty the Snowman, the narrator is practically a main character. He shows up and just gives exposition all over the place. So here is Joshua Napier.
Yeah!
Okay. Looking forward to seeing how this goes.
All right. And lastly, he's going to have to make a quick run. He's only here for the first chunk of it, but he used to kind of StreamYard. Him and I pushed the capabilities of StreamYard when he was doing Dark Hills events. We have Joey here, who will just be reading as the teacher and the traffic cop and one of our classmates.
Hey!
Hey!
Traffic cop has a main role. He's in the song, so I'm good.
That's true. That's true. He does get a shout out in the song. So I think without any further ado, here is the Christmas 365 presents the 4th annual Geekscape Holiday Streamtacular for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Coastal and Northern New Jersey. We present to you Frosty the Snowman.
I suppose it all started with the snow. You see, it's a very special kind of snow. A snow to make the happy happier and the giddy even giddier. A snow to make a homecoming homier and natural enemies friends. Naturally. For it was the first snow of the season. As any child can tell you, there's a certain magic to the very first snow, especially when it falls on the day before Christmas. For when the first snow is also a Christmas snow, well, something wonderful is bound to happen.
Children, back to your seats. The snow can wait. Now, I've hired Professor Hinkle, the magician, to entertain at today's class Christmas party! So pay attention.
Now, Professor Hinkle was just about the worst magician in the world.
And so I put the magic eggs into my hat and abracadabra, to coin a phrase. And voila, the eggs have turned into messy. Where is that rabbit hocus pocus? Where are you? Ah, the only thing this hat's good for is the trash can. You desert Hinkle for some stupid frozen water.
Dearie me, Mr. Hinkle, sir, are you quite all right?
I would be if I can get my single hand on my hat. Rabbit passes by carrying my hat. There it is. Stop right there.
Hey, look
Hey,
at
look,
the snow.
it's cold and snowy.
It's the
the
best
best
kind of
snow.
snow.
We're building a snowman, Karen.
You make the head.
The head is the most difficult part. Ask anyone. What do we call him? Should we call him Harold?
Bruce.
Joey.
Oh. Nah.
Christopher Columbus.
Oh, no. Oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
How about that one? Frosty.
Frosty?
Frosty, yeah, Frosty it is. Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah! Come back here, you.
Happy birthday!
That hat brought Frosty to life. It must be magic.
Magic? My hat's magic?
Just look.
If that hat's magic, then I want it back.
But it's not yours anymore. You threw it away.
Don't you dare talk back to your elders, you naughty, naughty little girl. And you better stay in there or there will be no carrots for Christmas.
But you can't take that hat back. It brought Frosty to life.
You saw it happen.
I saw nothing of the kind. Quiet. I can't lose that hat if it's got real magic. Now, it could make me a billionaire magician.
But we saw Frosty come to life, didn't we?
Uh-huh, we sure did. You silly children believe everything you see. When you're grown up, you'll realize that a snowman can't come back to life.
But we...
Silly.
Aw, Frosty. We don't care what grown-ups say. We know you did come to life.
We know, Frosty. We just know. Frosty the Snowman,
was a jolly happy soul.
With a
With a
corn pipe
pipe
and
and
a
a
button
button
nose
nose
and
and
two
two
eyes
eyes
made
made
out
out
of coal.
Frosty
the
Snowman
Man is a fairy tale, they say.
He
was made of snow, but the children know how he came to one day.
Nothing like trying to sing on a live
I
stream.
know. I know. Everybody's at different points. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this.
It's like we're doing row, row, row your boat. Like,
I barely know it. So I'm just like, this is awful. Now, of course, the hat did belong to Frosty and the children. That part must be made very clear. Therefore, Hocus Pocus was entirely in the right in what he was about to do. Well, Hocus Pocus raced back to the children just as fast as he could.
Look, the hat's back. Let's see if it'll make Frosty alive again.
Happy birthday! Hey, I said my first words. But snowmen can't talk. All right, come on now. What's the joke? Could I really be alive? I mean, I can make words, I can move, I can juggle, I can sweep, I can count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 6, 8. Well, I can count to 5. What do you know? I'm even ticklish. In fact, I'm all living. I'm alive. What a neat thing to happen to a nice guy like me.
Yeah!
There must have been some
we
magic.
can move on.
I would say as one half of Christmas 365, the song's the only good part of this.
Listen, I'm enjoying your Frosty sounding just a few steps away from Alf, so like let's just keep that energy going.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter, Frosty?
Whew. Is there a thermometer around here?
Over there on the wall. Why?
Oh, I was afraid of that. The thermometer's getting red. I hate red thermometers.
Why, Frosty?
Because when the thermometer gets all reddish, the temperature goes up. And when the temperature goes up, I start to melt. And when I start to melt, I get all wishy-washy. Sorry.
Well, then you've got to go someplace where you'll never melt.
The only place I'll never melt is the North Pole.
Then we've got to get you there.
Yeah, we'll take you downtown to the railroad station and put you on a train to the North Pole.
Great! I always wanted to see the town. Let's make a party out of it. Let's have a parade.
Yay!
Yay!
Come on, kids, follow the leader. Which is me. Because I'm the name of the show.
Is Joey getting ready for another role change into traffic cop?
He's got to get in.
I just had my pages out of order.
If we were singing the song, you would know.
Stop! 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 All right. Didn't you see that traffic light? All right.
What's a traffic light?
Up there on the lamppost?
What's a lamppost?
Ah, you want a ticket, wise guy?
I'd love one. To the North Pole, please.
Huh?
You've got to excuse him, sir. You see, he just came to life and he doesn't know much about such things.
Oh, well, okay. If he just came to life, move along. That silly snowman. Once they come to life, they don't know nothing. Come to life?
We'd like a ticket to the North Pole, please.
What? Yes, the North Pole? Oh, yes, ma'am. What? Sorry. Route you by way of Saskatchewan, Hudson Bay, Nome, Alaska, the Klondike, and Aurora Borealis. Got to make a change at Nanook of the Northville. That'll be $3,000.04, including tax.
Oh, but we don't have any money.
No money? No money, no ticket.
Now I'll never get to the North Pole.
Oh, Frosty, you just can't melt.
Oh, Karen, don't you get all slushy too.
Rabbit's poking you and jumping around and making a fuss.
What is it, Hocus? Out the window? A refrigerated boxcar on a train headed north? You'll be safe there, Frosty. Come on.
It's full of ice cream and frozen Christmas cakes.
What a neat way to travel.
Hoot, hoot.
Hurry up, Frosty. The train is pulling out.
Are you coming to the North Pole too?
I'm sure my mom won't mind, as long as I'm home in time for supper.
Toot toot. And I must get that hat back. Think, nasty. Think, nasty.
Now, actually, a refrigerated boxcar is a splendid way to travel. Splendid, that is, if one is a snowman or a furry coated rabbit. But for Karen...
Are you cold, Karen? Now that's a silly question. You wouldn't be sneezing if you weren't cold.
Well, just a little. Chew!
Frosty realized that Karen had to get out of that car as soon as possible. So when the little freight train stopped to let an express full of happy Christmas travelers pass, Frosty took advantage of the opportunity and quickly got them all off.
Get the hell off of here.
Oh, you tricked me. No fair.
The only thing Professor Hinkle could do was to make a jump for it.
Boink, twink, tinkle, scrape, doink.
Frosty wanted to get as far away as he could before Hinkle woke up.
Chew!
But the woods through which they traveled were still bitterly cold.
Hocus! I've got a campfire wokes up. Frosty, what is it? What the hell is happening here?
I just copied this off the internet. I didn't double check.
Matt Kelly, what is happening? Did you have a stroke?
Let's just jump to a campfire. Oh, I think,
boy!
Okay, no, I think okay, I think I understand. I think the rabbit is trying to communicate, and you're trying to guess what he's trying to tell you.
Okay. Okay. We are definitely going to jump down. Oh, a campfire! Oh, boy. That was really nice thinking.
Then suddenly, they came upon a tiny glen which seemed almost magical, for it was Christmas Eve, and the woodland animals were all decorating for their big celebration. They knew Santa was to come that night, and they wanted everything to be just right.
Hocus, speak to the animals. It's purple. See if they would all pitch in and build a fire for Karen.
The animals were very delighted to help, so they found a spot away from the glen where the fire wouldn't catch onto the trees. Soon there was a spark, and in no time at all, a splendid fire was crackling away. Frosty was careful to stay far away from the flames.
Hocus, we've got to find someone to help Karen get home before she freezes, and me to the North Pole before I melt. But who? No, not the Marines. No, not the President of the United States. Ugh. Oh, they were both swell ideas, but we've got to find someone nearby. Yeah, Santa Claus. That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that before? Hocus, you go back with the animals, and when Santa comes, you bring him right here. Understand? Hurry now!
Squeak, squeak, hop away.
And so Frosty kept a silent vigil, waiting patiently all through the night until Santa would arrive. But suddenly...
Ooh, a campfire. Well, isn't that all snug and comfy?
No, don't!
Now give me that hat or else.
Or else what?
Well, don't bother me with details. Just give me the hat.
Quick, get on my shoulders, Karen!
You see, Frosty, since he was made of snow himself, was the fastest belly whopper in the world, and old Professor Hinkle was soon far outdistanced. And now it was Frosty's good fortune that right at the bottom of the hill was a tiny greenhouse used to grow precious tropical poinsettias for Christmas. Sure.
It's got to be all warm and snug inside for those Christmas flowers to grow so beautiful. Let's go in.
Oh, but you'll melt.
Just a little. I'll only stay inside for a minute. Besides, I've been meaning to take off a little weight anyway. Whew. Stay in here much longer and I'll really make a splash in the world.
Now I've got you. And the minute you melt, that hat will be mine. Shut the door, lock it.
Santa had arrived, but was he too late?
Oh, shoot. We didn't cast anyone for Santa. Hold on a second. Wait, what's this I see? It's the actual Santa.
Oh my God!
What is happening? Whoa!
Bro, Matt, fucking Santa's here?
Yeah, Santa's here.
Oh, watch your language, please.
Yeah, Dylan, do you want to get put on the naughty list with that? All right. Okay, so Santa arrived. Is it too late? Narrator, tell us, please.
Okith explained the situation to Santa, who, as you know, speaks fluent rabbit. And when they didn't find Frosty and Karen on the hill, Santa followed Frosty's path in the snow to the greenhouse. But when they got inside, a terrible sight met their eyes.
All right, I do want to do this part by myself because I love this, which is the sad version of Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman was a happy, jolly soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Dead.
They were too late.
And we're done.
And credits.
It's never too late. Why, that's nonsense. Don't cry, Karen. Frosty's not gone for good. You see, he was made out of Christmas snow. And Christmas snow can never disappear completely. Oh, it sometimes goes away for almost a year at a time and takes the form of spring and summer rain. But you can bet your black boots that when a good jolly December wind kisses it, it will turn into Christmas snow all over again.
Yes, but he was my friend.
Ho, 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 ho. Just watch.
Dylan, you can ad-lib a happy birthday there just so we know that you're alive.
Happy birthday.
Now, wait a minute. I want that hat and I want it now.
Don't you dare touch that.
And what are you going to do about it, fat boy?
If you so much as lay a finger on the brim, I'll never bring you another Christmas present as long as you live.
Never?
Never.
No more trick cards or magic balls?
No more anything.
Oh, that's not fair. I mean, we evil magicians have to make a living too.
Now you go home and write, I am very sorry for what I did to Frosty 100 zillion times. And then maybe, just maybe, mind you, you'll find something in your stocking tomorrow morning.
A new hat, maybe? Oh, yes, good sir. Goodbye, everybody. Sorry to lose and run, but I've got to get busy writing. Busy, busy, busy.
Come on, Frosty. We're all waiting for you.
Happy birthday!
And so Santa took Karen home and made ready to bring Frosty back to the North Pole. Karen hated to say goodbye to Frosty, but as Santa promised, Frosty returned every year with the magical Christmas snow. And every year there was a great celebration with a great Christmas parade. And with Frosty the Snowman, Christmas was always very merry indeed. You have a Merry Christmas too.
We did it!
I feel like my final line doesn't hit unless we sing the last little bit.
Fine. Frosty
The snowman had to hurry on his way, but he waved goodbye, saying, "Don't you cry. I'll be back on Christmas Day." Yeah.
Well, Santa, I know you're busy, so I'm going to let you go, but thanks for popping in at the last second for us.
Thank you so much.
Merry
dude.
Christmas.
All right, well, I think that script reading had everything. It had
Laughs, tears,
happy birthdays, Santa.
happy birthdays,
Holiday success.
a little bit of Christmas.
And
Which is-
Tessa, you weren't nearly that bad for what you were telling us it was going to be like. I think I very much believed you were Karen.
Well, I just leaned into the sinus infection part of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're sick through most of the script, so it's fine.
Exactly. It worked for that part.
Actually, what you were method acting is what happened.
Yeah. Totally.
So I think this is a good time to say it. We've been kicking around this idea because we never
So
know. We never know what should be the last thing that we do for these holiday live streams. So like this year, we're doing the Geekscape holiday party. Next year, what do you guys say about trying to do all of Muppets Christmas Carol? Songs and everything.
Songs included. So like this is
I
something...
will always show up.
So this is something that Matt and I have been kicking around for a little bit, and thinking about like we get started on this like almost immediately, not like heavy practice, but figuring out like the logistics and stuff.
Instead of everyone reading for multiple characters, try to get people to play each in like a different person for each character. If someone has to pre-record their scene and submit that video, we can work with that. Maybe for the ensemble pieces, like the songs like Scrooge and stuff like that, getting a band to just cover the song Scrooge for us. But then like the songs that are solos or duets actually have the two actors just do it free of music, which will be great. Marley and Marley fully a cappella.
Bring your own puppet.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, if you've got a puppet, I will accept
There you
it.
go.
Oh, we've got an audition request. I don't know Iguana Cashmere, but I think that is those are the two roles who have already been filled, as Dylan and I have decided as the host of Christmas 365.
Yeah.
We obviously have to be the Gonzo and Rizzo bringing the audience through the chaos of our production of our human version of the Muppet Christmas.
And it'll be nice to do a script reading that you and I both enjoy the source material of.
Because that's the big twist, right? I hate Charlie Brown Christmas.
And I'm not a fan of Frosty.
So I do want to ask this question to the people who are still here. I don't know. So like I said, I just downloaded a script off the internet and it feels like it follows it for the most part. I feel like this is more self-aware and funny than I've ever remembered the cartoon being. Like the ticket guy having like all these insane connections that have to happen to take the train to the North Pole and stuff. I feel like I actually appreciated it a little more than I normally do. Joey, I think, of course. I mean, unless the big guy is available. But how about you? Where's everyone stand on Frosty? The listeners of the podcast already really know Dylan and I's stance on I love it. Dylan is not a fan. Joshua, you implied that this is something you haven't seen for almost 30 years. I'm going to say not a Christmas classic for you.
Well, I mean, you know my relationship with Christmas. I mean, it's only recently been changing because of you and Joe. You know, my... oh my gosh, my cat is trying. So
he's like, I hate Christmas. Hey, come on this podcast.
That's why it's delightful to do this, because I'm like, I have no idea. I don't remember. I'm reading this like, what the hell is going on? I didn't know what the hocus. I was reading a little bit of it. I was like, what is hocus pocus? I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's the name of the rabbit. Very confusing.
Yeah. I got it while we were talking. I was like, oh, it's the fucking rabbit. Okay, cool. But no, I probably have not seen it since I was a kid. And because I purposely shut out a lot of Christmas stuff, you know, it's like I don't really accidentally hear music. Like I'm very, very controlling of that. So it's like I don't really know the song too well. I didn't. So whatever. I mean, that was cute. That was fun. I based my narration on Dawn French impersonating Madonna reading children's books, because that was the only that was
very
how would I talk to a child like Dawn French did it. I don't know what the actual narrator sounds like in this. I have no idea.
I love how specific that is.
It's a great sketch. I highly recommend checking out.
Yeah. How about you, Tessa? What's your relationship with Frosty?
I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid either. I mean, like I vaguely remember it, but I didn't really remember the like storyline that well. So yeah, I had a good time with it though.
What's to know? It's a snowman. He comes to life one day.
That's about all I remember. So.
It's Snowman versus a magician, the ultimate showdown.
Yes, the battle of the ages.
Classic.
As we've all known. You know, I've done that thing once again where I'm like, yeah, this is going to take an hour, and I block off a full hour in the stream for this, and then I'm just like, all right, I mean, here's what I think I might do. So those of you who are watching this particular stream when it started, we had some insane technical difficulties and we're still having some of them. We're not on Facebook at all. There's like a StreamYard disconnect with Facebook. But I tried to play a performance by Adina V, and it just got like a minute in, and then it just crumbled. So let me see if I can load that back in, and maybe we'll give that another play, because that'll fill a little bit of time. Yeah. And then when we come back, well, you guys won't be here actually, so let me hold off on this just for a second, because y'all got to promote your stuff. But when we come back, it'll be the Dynamic Resolutions cookie caper. And again, I have not watched this in advance. I didn't.
With you guys today.
There she is.
This live stream for a really good cause.
Pull her off of there for a second. I haven't watched this in advance. I'm told that someone may have gotten sick while doing it. So for those of you who don't know the Dynamic Resolution podcast, one of their co-hosts said the most insane thing I've ever heard, which was that Oreos taste the same whether you dip them in milk or water, which I just used to accept as true. So apparently they put.
Wait, how do you find that out? Like, why are you making that choice?
Because he prefers dipping them in water, which is insane. So the rest of the guys decided to try that with various liquids, including eggnog and chicken broth and other things. So this is going to be nightmarish. I'm just giving you a heads up. Horror movie night comes after this, but this is going to be the horror movie portion of this live stream. But here we go real quick. Let's start with Tessa, because Femregard didn't get a segment this year due to just the craziness of, as you saw beforehand, Sync. So what is going on with Femregard and with Sync?
So Femregard podcast is on its 16th season right now. We're releasing episodes every Friday. They're on all the major platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, including, of course, our website, femregard.com, and the Geekscape network. And we are also raising funds to help fund our post-production for our first feature film, Sync, which you can find the links for in our bio on all social media. You can search for us at Femregard and at Sync the Movie.
Awesome. Joshua, you were on the stream earlier today talking about The Exorcist with Jackie from Jersey Ghouls. Yes, so tell us a little bit about Fright School.
So Fright School, we released I'm sorry, my cat is like really trying to get in on this. We release episodes every Monday. We're currently off, but we'll be back very soon with our holiday stuff, and then back in January. But it's just me and my friend Joe, who says he's not a horror fan, and I'm always trying to gross him out and ruin his life by forcing him to watch horror. That's what we do on Fright School now, and it's very gay and very fun.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Joshua. We're going to drop you off there. Dylan,
hi, Josh.
I don't think you have anything beyond Christmas 365 to promote, right?
Yeah, no, I'm still doing some write-ups for icon-icon.com. You can check out that at icon-icon.com. I just finished an interview with Brian Wecht of Ninja Sex Party. He just put out a solo jazz album, and it's absolute fire. So if you like those 80s synth vibes with some sax mixed in, it's absolutely incredible. But man, I am just in the midst of like just Christmas, man. Like I am fully in. Excited to see what comes next for Christmas 365. We're checking out some new stuff. Not always great stuff, but new stuff.
No, we're dipping our toes in. We're seeing how it goes.
We are. But dude, it's always a pleasure to chat with you, and always a pleasure to chat with you in a live setting. I absolutely adore this every year. So
yeah. Well, but let's not forget what we're here for, which is the big brothers, big sisters of coastal and northern New Jersey. tinyurl.com/Geekscape Gives 2023. We're at $790, which is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. But we are still far from that goal of 3,000, which, to be fair, is an end of the month goal. But it would be amazing if we could get it all done today. That would be phenomenal. So even if it's just $1 or $2 that you can donate, please do it. Do it up. You can change somebody's life. You can change somebody's life with just a simple donation.
Whoa, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.